One point, to be clear for Councilmember Hilton's point of doing things in kind of parallel, I think what I'm getting from him, and I agree with, which is, whether or not we use this 310 for that study or not, or the next year we don't have enough to go towards whatever one of these things are, we can accrue those amounts until we know what to do with them. One does not preclude the other, in my opinion.
I have a motion that I'd be willing to put on the floor if you guys are done making comments and stuff, and we can try to go from there. Everybody good? So it's kind of a...
Are we just giving direction tonight on this? We're just giving direction.
Yeah.
So you can give direction, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're not, I don't think we're taking a motion. But go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, public comment too.
oh, yeah, thank you.
Everybody left.
Yeah.
No public comment. All right. Take it away.
So it would be it's a kind of a combination of what you already had. So it would be to direct staff to develop a parks infrastructure reserve policy for consideration outlining parameters for funding, accumulation, and expenditure. But I want to add to that to place the remaining surplus of $310,000 from fiscal year 25 into the reserve so that we can, figure out what we're going to use that for in the future, but do not put that back into the general fund. That's part one. Part two would be in January, February 2026, or if we need to push it out farther, that's fine. Have a study session 1 hour prior to this council meeting where we can actually receive updates and provide direction on the Parks and Rec Trails Master Plan, RFP process, and the Park Infrastructure Reserve Policy. Like actually have something in front of us that we can further talk more about that. So
I would only add to that, I don't want to limit it to just parks. I think there can be another type of sequester similar to the one that I discussed in terms of city beautification or downtown improvements or whatever you want to call it that we've had in the past that can accrue and go for those things too. So I would want that to be part of that study session.
Okay, so to bring along what he was saying, have it like what you were talking about, have it be a capital, let's call it like a, what would you call it?
We just call it
capital infrastructure reserve policy?
Yeah, the city has an existing capital projects fund. We would, just if that's the direction of the council, then we would just set aside in a capital reserve as opposed to specific for park infrastructure.
Yeah, but I think inside of it, just for the pure political side of it, I think it'd be good to have a definition behind it.
Yep.
Like what we just talked about. Like it could go for parks, it could go for beautification. It could pay for the Parks and Recreation Master Plan because it ties right back into what Councilmember Marks says. Well, what are we going to spend it on? So I think that'd be nice to have in front of us to be able to talk about. Timing wise, I'll leave that up to you guys on the study session, but I just want to make sure that at least tonight we give direction to not put that 310 back in the general fund.
So just to clarify, I think 310 is the amount that we have identified for fiscal year 25, but is it the council's desire on a percentage?
I would like to look for a percentage. That would be my direction.
Or a fixed dollar amount? Or?
So you're saying 310 this year and then a percentage moving forward?
25%, yeah.
I'm confused. But are we going to, we're giving that direction tonight, or we'll figure that out when it comes back?
No, that's the direction for tonight. That would come back. We can totally say it up again.
Yeah. Quick question, Mayor?
Please.
I want to check with staff. Was it your intent to release the RFP before funding has been allocated? No.
For the master plan?
He said no.
Master plan.
For the master plan, the intent was to seek council input and then conduct the RFP, and that way we know what the actuals were supposed to be.
Excuse me, Arjo, I'm getting a different sense. I just want to get clarification on that before we move forward.
Prior direction had been to prepare the draft master plan RFP. We took that to Parks and Rec Commission, and the next step would be to come here and to ask the question of the council whether you wish to allocate funds, find the funds, allocate the funds, and move forward with it. This process theoretically eliminates that step and would mean that if allocated, we would go ahead and then issue the RFP. If the council would like to see the RFP, happy to bring it back and get full approval for that.
And asking for clarification, and we'll restate, but I'm not hearing them say fund the master plan.
No, we're not.
They're not. So
Okay.
Not yet.
It's on hold.
Okay, so it's on hold at this point.
If that's the direction we get.
I think that maybe, just to interject, I think that maybe presenting what you took to the Parks and Rec Master Plan and what you wanted to present to us could possibly fit into that January, February timeline for a study session.
Yeah.
I mean, we're down to 2 more meetings left for the year anyways.
Yeah, I think everyone's comfortable with the idea of the study session, so we can
I just,
make some of those decisions. Then.
yeah,
Get
and
more feedback.
I just would like a restatement of what that study session will entail, just so
Okay.
we're all on the
Sure.
same.
Okay, so why don't I restate the first part? Or do you guys want me to put it all together? Is it too much to say it all at once?
Do it in 2 parts again.
So number 1 would be direct staff to develop a capital infrastructure reserve policy for consideration, outlining parameters for funding, accumulation, and expenditure. I'm just using your words. I'm not making that up. Place the remaining surplus, and focus, accumulation and expenditure focused around 25%. So we have that number in there. Place the remaining surplus of $310,000 from fiscal year 25 into the reserve now. So we don't put that. We're going to create a reserve policy and a reserve, so don't.
I think that action would come back as, once we introduce the draft of the policy, and at that time you can make, if you want to do a one-time seed money, and then the future years would be the 25%. Maybe that would be, yeah, because I can almost guarantee from now up until we actually have the policy conversation, there likely will be budget amendments that come up. So I don't want to confuse the council. I think similar to, and this was done with the pension as well. So council made a one-time seed money investment into Section 115 and then worked through a funding policy, which was the 25%.
The only reason I'm not comfortable with that is that now you just basically clawed back the 310.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. You didn't claw it back, but you left the door open to claw it back, right?
Well,
We want to keep it.
I think for the rest of the council here, there's been years that, and I was on the Parks and Recreation Commission as well, that they've wanted to have that particular master plan done because it's been over 20 some odd years, right? And so the concept here that we have $310,000 that we can assign to that and get that thing done, that may evaporate to $120,000 because of some other budgetary item, is I think where the other council member's concern is. And so if it means we can give that direction now and the rest of the 25% or whatever else, maybe that's what has to happen.
But you also have 340,000 that's going to be put into the park improvements and tree management fund, right? So what I'm kind of hearing, you guys want to go for 650,000.
Now, one is CIP.
What?
So that's CIP. So 340.
CIP, the
so,
park improvements?
Yeah. So this is
340?
It's 69,000 for trees on 152.
Right.
It's for a shade cover over on one of the playgrounds, and then it's brand new playground equipment at Delray
Yeah.
Park, right? And those things have already been identified in the CIP. And then we also made judgment to say, yes, we want to have a Parks and Trails master plan done,
Right.
but we hadn't assigned funding to it yet. And
No,
that's
I understand that.
where those two they're different things.
Can I ask a question?
But wait, I'm not through yet. But then going forward, we could approve 25% to be stipulated every year for parks improvement. With the, I don't know. I think we need to think more about it. It seems like we're just jumping.
Can I take a crack at it really quick? From what I'm hearing, it sounds like one is from a reserves perspective, we want to have flexibility for not only parks infrastructure, but also other capital improvements. So I think we
Because
have.
you don't know what's coming up. That's
Correct.
the whole
So I
thing.
think that's doable. So we can certainly do that. The second component is council's desire is to have a one-time either a $310,000 to be held as a seed money into that reserve once the policy is adopted. Third is moving forward for future years up to 25%. Maintain that flexibility, similar to others, pending council approval for future year-end budgetary savings to be put to this new capital reserve. Does that summarize?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I do have just one quick question. Approximately how much will that master plan cost?
I wouldn't know.
300,000?
Yeah.
So we're looking at that entire seed money.
Yeah.
that?
Which is why the other direction you were asking what would be in the study session. So that's why I asked in the study session, prior to one of our regular
gonna
council
ask that,
meetings,
yeah.
receive updates and provide direction on the Parks and Trails master plan. That'd be a perfect time for our public works director to present that and the cost
So
too.
you could decide if you want to apply it to that.
Yeah, do we want to apply to that? And then also at the same time, go over that capital infrastructure reserve policy.
Okay,
I think that's doable.
okay, we're good.
Councilman Brock,